My question is, were there 36 police officers on duty that night at a single police station?
So I don't have that information in front of me. I didn't come prepared to discuss that. And I think that the chief addressed some of that in the press conference.
Well, do you recall what he said in the press conference?
I'm sorry?
Do you recall what he said at the press conference?
No, I don't have it in front of me.
Okay. Do you know where the information came from that the FTP Mark was going to take over the police station? Did you know that Chief Meehan said that that was publicly available information? So do you know, how would that information, if it was publicly available information, how would the police department process that information?
So are you talking about open source information?
Yes, open source information.
So we could go online like anyone else and get that information.
And if you had open source information that you thought was relevant, you know, in terms of a threat for public safety, do you make a record of that?
If you're talking about in regards to what happened that night, if there's a record in regards to that, I don't have that information right here.
No, I'm just asking for your policy. Like, if we are here on the Police Review Commission, and we are trying to review the police, and we are trying to establish, I think what we are trying to establish is a little more civilian oversight of what's going on. So I'm trying to find out what the process is. So publicly available information, I'm just going to what I heard Chief Meehan say.
Sure.
Publicly available information led the police to believe that the FTP Mark was going to take over the downtown, the police station, and unclear to me which police station it was. So my question is, within the police procedure, would you keep a record of that public information?
We wouldn't have to keep a record because it is public information. It's an open source. So we would have it.
Right. Do you have...
Commissioner Duval, you can ask the question. So let me just rephrase her for a second. We can do this, and I welcome it. We have to do it.
Yeah.
The chief usually reports on the status of the budget, status of operations, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of times it might be better out of this, is at the end of the conversation, is to take all those questions and say, I would like, and for the next meeting, I would like to have an answer to these questions if possible. And then we can also, she can write it down for the next, Captain Harris can write it down for the next meeting. We can also serve in that the PRC officer follow through to the chief with these questions so we can get answers on them as well. I mean, but just a heads up that because the chief is not here, the questions by she's which is entitled only to these answers are specific on things that the chief does, not to answer questions on things that she might not know she was going to be at.
Well, maybe I could clarify one more thing, because I actually thought Chief Meehan was going to be here today. So is it typically that he is here at the PRC meeting?
It is typical for the chief to try to attend at least 70% of the meetings, unless he's but we do require that at least the senior line officer is present to answer any questions about the police department. So you're right in asking the right question. It's just that we might want to follow through with those as well.
All right, well, so just to be clear, because I kind of feel like a lot of people are here to talk about it, and they seem to know we were going to talk about it. So for the next meeting, I would like to have a lot of information, as much information as possible about the events of that night. And I don't know the date of it, the night of the murder, the night of the march of, telegraph to the police station. So where the intelligence came from, what intelligence was used, how the decision was made to process that intelligence, all of that kind of information is what I would like to know.